This first map, Gibraltar, definitely favors Envy, obviously undefeated on this one. And Echo Fox, since the beginning of World War II, they haven't been a team to shy away from playing teams on Gibraltar, despite having a losing record on the map. I'm going to go with Envy for this one. For me, I feel like Echo Fox, they're starting to dwindle down a little bit. They've had some tough losses, and really their hardpoint performance in general just has been fairly lackluster, whereas Envy, they're surging right now. Last night, they finished with a 3-0 victory over TK, even though they had lost to Red Reserve earlier in that day. I still feel like these guys are in a good position.
This very well could come down to a bit of maybe a, Saints versus Hook type battle. Both of them
exactly
KDs in hardpoint game type for their respective squads. But it starts off a nice early little bit of time here for Team Envy to pick up the first 20 seconds. Of course, still 30 seconds left to pit, but more importantly, they also have the controlling spawn as well. So Team EnVyUs could do a fair amount of damage here to Echo Fox, but there you see the spawn comes in for Echo Fox. They should be all good and dandy for the new hill.
Yeah, I was about to say, Envy initially got those spawns in their favor thanks to Hook being aggressive through gold at the beginning of this hard point, but because they push up over towards Briggs, that's why it's so uneasy as a sub player to play like top stone and be super aggressive. The reason why FaZe are able to do it so well is because they have a guy anchoring in the back for the spawns. Envy didn't have anybody in that position, so they wind up losing the spawns.
And it's worth mentioning, Decimate just made a very, very good play. Rotates all the way back, plays it slow, plays it methodical. More importantly, Hook tried to watch his kill cam there to see if he could spawn back on Decimate, but it isn't going to work because Envy got a split spawn a few moments prior, but it's a good job from Decimate. Just really basically buying time, right? He's buying his teammates time, playing his life, and because of that, Envy with a good break, they now control second hill.
Such a heads-up play by Decimate, and it was actually pretty rough for him because as his teammates were spawning out on like the left and right-hand lanes of the map, I think Vicento actually winds up spawning in the back on Decimate, and for a moment in time, he was surrounded by all 4 players on Echo Fox. Somehow he found a way to stay alive, buy time for his teammates, as you were saying. They pick up the kills, and it's Envy building this 30-point lead, but with 15 seconds remaining on Fort Courtyard, we always think ahead towards this Castle Road hardpoint coming up. It's Echo Fox with the early positioning. They should have the spawns in their favor. Now they're just looking for kills in transition.
Yeah, you can see it's going to be number 1. That's Vicento, watching to see if anyone's going to wrap through towards cave side. He should be clear for quite a significant amount of time. So really it's going to be your players watching that mid-map side. Saints definitely going to be key if they decide to push over towards Bridge. You see the players from Envy lining up. The smoke grenades are thrown. Saints is going to have to at least trade his life, if nothing else, because you can see it is Team Envy that built himself a lead. Classic with the jiggle peek shuts down Saints. Luckily, though, in fact, no, Saints does actually spawn out as well, so he has to make his way over towards Bridge relatively quickly. Meanwhile, Vicento really had nothing to do there in cave.
Yeah, I mean, he was just trying to anchor the spawns. Currently contested by both these teams, but you love to see the smoke grenades being brought out by Envy. That's exactly how you want to approach breaking this hardpoint. And speaking about Decimate, we were hyping him up a little bit earlier. He was working towards some streaks. He gets cut down just short. I don't think he earned anything. No. Thank you, Paradox. No streaks available for Envy, as it should be Echo Fox locking down the remaining 20 seconds here on the Castle Road hardpoint. We're about to transition over towards Turret. You see Envy starting to set up, as well as Echo Fox members trying to contest.
And that's some good points right there from Echo Fox, right? They just chip away at the early Team Envy lead. A good hold over on Castle Road, of course. Now the question is, can they win the gunfights on rotation? You can see Hook actually spawned back on the old hill and kind of forced Saints to spot him, and they're actually stood right next to each other. Hook wins that gunfight ultimately, and it is Envy, of course, with the early time on the third hill.
Good communication from Hook as well. As he spawns up, all his teammates immediately turn around. They know that Echo Fox are going to be fighting from the ladder side of the map, which is my preferred side to fight from when you're trying to attack into this turret hardpoint. You control the sidewalk, and it just that extra angle into the hardpoint can help you out so much.
Oh, it's so important. And you see Aqua doing a good job right now, currently on a 4 streak, halfway towards his first streak. Gonna get tagged up though. Luckily, Decimate not gonna be causing any problems mid-map. Able to help him there as Aqua goes for the peak once again. Does have a teammate in the hill, and that's Saints who actually picks up that kill. He's traded out. Hook jumps on in. Classic's gonna be there as well. So some good kills coming in for Team Envy as they break over towards Turret. But Aqua again, just doing a good job playing his life. And more importantly here, if he can get the plus 100 points and potentially the kill, there's the streaks. They come through. Just an assist away now from that final streak, but that could well kind of change the tide of this game in Echo Fox's favor.
Yeah, especially considering he was 2-8 going into the sequence on a 6th spree. Gonna make it 7 here as he takes down Hook. And speaking a bit more about Aqua, he's been struggling in a hardpoint lately for Echo Fox. Coming into this one, he has a 0.89 KD. And when you talk about a player like Aqua, and you think about some of the past performances he's had in this game mode, he's always a kill-heavy player. So it's a little bit weird to see him struggling when it comes down to general slaying.
Well, he's definitely picking things up a little bit here. As we saw, he goes on a bit of a streak, gets streaks as well, uses the artillery, just trying to block off roadside, make sure no one from Team Envy can have any influence on future spawns, just really trying to lock that down. But the problem is, of course, the artillery won't last the entire time. So with 20 seconds left, Team Envy have control of pit. And more importantly, you can see Echo Fox, they're just making sure that they control the spawns. They recognize just how important that's going to be. Saints going to have to watch this streak.
I'm telling you, Ben, I do not agree with the streak usage there. I always like to see the streaks used in rotation from the second to the third hard point, trying to break it. I think that's one of the more impactful uses you could get from streaks. And look, you invest 2 and you don't get much from it. It's still EnVy building on this 40-point lead.
As it stands, we're still with the fighter pilot. Aqua being a nuisance as well as he shuts down Hook. And, you know, EnVy recognize, hey, I don't think we're really going to be able to push over towards Bridge, right? They've locked it down completely. And then on the flip side, of course, you see Vicento doing it on the opposite side of the map as EnVy really just kind of pinned in, for lack of a better word, as Temp watching ladder. Doesn't look like anyone's going to be able to break through comms, but in fact, the nades rain down from above as Aqua's left trying to trade out a kill. Not going to happen. 30 seconds left here, so this is good, valuable time here from EnVy. That's a good break. Yeah,
that's something that they could use to just rebuild the lead that they once had. And I was about to say it was a great spread for Echo Fox on the map. They had all the lanes covered. They had the information on which lane that EnVy were going to try to break from, but they just weren't able to pick up the kills, and it winds up being a simple break from EnVy. But once again, we're back in this situation. 15 seconds remaining here on Fort Courtyard. It's going to be Echo Fox with the early position for this upcoming hard point.
And, you know, you mentioned how important those final points are. Again, it just gives them that little bit of a cushion, right? Keeps the pressure on Echo Fox. If Echo Fox had picked up that scrap time, it would have been almost a tie.
How many games have you seen come down to 5, 6 points?
Oh,
We've already had one earlier today.
So many. And that's why that kind of scrap time is so crucial for Echo Fox. It would have been a full 60. Now they have to make sure that they don't give away Castle Road. Of course, they rotated early for it. The smokes come out. It's EnVy trying to break through. Will they be able to get towards the hill? That's the question. You see Chino just being so sneaky. Finds one. That's Vicento. More players in front. Should be able to help with the assist. And Echo Fox, I mean, they had to spawn momentarily. You see one player spawn out. That's going to be Aqua. But as it stands, EnVy still spawning out as well. So it's basically a race back to the hill.
Yeah, EnVy needed that second wave of kills. And I'm going to give a lot of credit here to Classic. Yes, he's having a big game, but specifically on this hard point, he's on top of his class switches. This is the second time I've noticed that he swapped over to that infantry class so he could use the smoke to give his teammates some cover and close that gap into the hard point. But despite Echo Fox winning the rotation towards that Castle Road hard point, EnVy are still able to walk away with a decent chunk of time. And now we're about to move into the second turn hard point.
Yep. And you see the rotation once again. It's going to EnVy first to the party as they have a 161 to 129 point lead. This seems like the perfect time to send it over to a Team EnVyUs Astro Gaming listening.
They should be cave. They should all be cave, guys.
Watch my top. Watch my top. Someone needs to watch my top.
Yeah, let's go to Rest Bow. Go to Rest Bow, G. Two cave, one shot. Another one shot. Another one shot.
Top cave.
Alright, they're gonna be spiral, dead.
Nice, you join.
Straight finger on. Straight finger on. I'm inside, gold now. Premium
I'm
top
gold too.
bridge.
In cave. In cave pushing out. Nade.
Yeah, I'm nading.
Nade. On hill now. Absolute no.
You should die.
Absolute no, not
Dead.
Top cave.
Two mid and top cave.
Top cave. You're mid. Still top cave.
Mid my flank ladder.
Top mid. I below hill.
He's not ladder.
Mid got me.
Push him mid. Push a hoe. I mid kill mid.
We got him.
One shot.
Rotate.
Mid dead.
Nice, good shit. Stay live middle.
We gotta rotate. He's top spiral.
Okay, you might go down.
Top spiral dead.
Nice, good one, Claire. There's gonna be bricks.
One shot.
One naded me. He went hill.
Top bricks weak.
Not a hill.
Top bricks.
Not low on this, guys. Low? He went low right. Dead.
Nice.
One top bricks weak. I got bricks.
Someone block.
Top brick again.
Trying to go back.
Top brick again.
I got him.
I got time. I'm looking over.
Another top bricks dead.
Push up spiral.
Right, they're already there. Yeah, they're spawning there. One guy's gold. Yo, one's gonna get B behind us, so one guy's gonna go.
That's him. I'm looking at rails. It could be top spiral. One's a goal.
Yo, low left bridge dead. I'm going. Alright, sane hill.
Top left.
Go window.
Spiral.
I am flanking spiral. Stay left.
Come on.
I can kill spiral.
Go window weak.
I can kill.
Shot from Spiral.
Spiral dead. Alright, another one spiral. Touch spiral.
Donnie hurt.
Touch spiral. Touch spiral.
There's two hill, one top. One push bricks.
Donnie's close bricks.
One of them push
Main
bricks.
top left.
He's gonna be redheaded.
Touch spiral.
Donnie close bricks. Close bricks. You got two shots.
Bricks, one shot. Donnie.
Go spawning.
Of course, they're listening with Team EnVyUs, and you can see just their spawn knowledge. Hook specifically calls out. There's still going to be one behind us. Teammate picks up the kill. All sounds pretty good, and because of that, you can see the lead that they have, again, still 209 to 167. Echo Fox, they need a good hold here on second hill.
Yeah, I agree. Great communication coming out of that EnVyUs lineup, and throughout this entire game, it seems like EnVy, they've been sitting comfortable at that 30 to 40 point lead roughly, and once again, we're in a situation where Echo Fox have won the rotation towards a new hard point. They had the position to work with. Now you just need the kills to back it up and follow it up. And it's all coming off the back of this man once again, Aqua, back on this 6th spree.
Oh, Classic was trying to be so sneaky, but Saints hunted him down. Because of that, EnVy's going to have to do this the old-fashioned way, break straight through, but Aqua gets a streak. Can he find more? That's the question. Close to the artillery and the fighter pilot. Vicento locking down the street side. Going to find Decimate. EnVy really, no answer so far. 30 seconds gone on Courtyard. Echo Fox looking good to potentially tie it in, but here come the kills for Envy. Aqua does fall,
Artillery
but I
barrage on
believe
spawn.
he got fully streaked out. He has a fighter pilot as well. There's your artillery you wanted to see.
Man, I'm pretty smart, man.
Yeah, you could play.
I got an idea of what's
you ever play Call of Duty competitively, Revan?
Yeah, well,
pretty
one
good.
point in time, I used to be able to shoot straight, not so much anymore, but these streaks obviously are having a huge impact in the game right now. Aqua positive 14 in this game, the lead slayer by far for this Echo Fox lineup, and now you call him that artillery barrage, you deny the scrap time for Envy, and you still have more streaks to use to either defend your position here, use it to break if you lose positioning. Lots of uses for Aqua.
That's the question, right? When do you invest the fighter pilot? Use it now, try and get a full wave of kills for free. I mean, you have a glide bomb as well to use. It seems like that's going to be the game.
Land it right in
get
closet.
full information, and you should be able to find at least one kill. You do. Of course, Aqua, when he's using that glide bomb as well, he's locking down the spawns just by being there. And Echo Fox, they are coming back into this game, Revan. 213 to 223.
Oh.
Now the fighter pilot's going to be used as well. Envy could be in deep, deep trouble.
Investing everything here is Echo Fox, and he's going to find 3. Spots the 4th as well. Should be able to clean up the kill. Envy being pushed so far away from the hardpoint, but look at the time remaining. Echo Fox can no longer win on this remaining time, and now it's all about the rotation. You know what would be great for this rotation? A fighter pilot.
It most definitely was, but to be fair, the fighter pilot was invested and it gave them a big chunk of time. It's important that they make sure they get every last second of it, and if they can win the gunfights on rotation, this well could be GG. Envy fighting from the back. One player in the hill. It's going to be Decimate. Shuts down Tep. Gino on stairs. Has to win the gunfight against Vicento. He ultimately falls. Now it's a foot race. Both teams desperately sprinting to turret.
Chino left the position on the stairs. He peeked from a wide angle, and he gets punished for it. It's Envy inside the hardpoint. They have the setup going, and Echo Fox are starting to spawn way far away. And Echo Fox, hopefully you were watching that TK-EG game earlier. Bring out smokes. Get yourself a wall of cover and run through it.
It's going to be Vicento. If he hasn't smoked, he'd be the player to use it right now as he tries to go through cave. Echo Fox, they have time for one final push. 245 to 239. Envy, they recognize where Echo Fox is pushing from. They're staying alive in the hill, but no! The nades at 249, but it doesn't matter. Envy with the resources to jump straight back into the hill, get the final tick they need, and ultimately take game 1.
Yeah, it was a massive performance from Aqua on the side of Echo Fox, but it just was not enough. His teammates had to step on up and help him out with the slaying on the map. Wasn't the case. You get some streaks there at the end, and you thought that was the moment for Echo Fox to climb back in the game and close the gap, close that deficit that they faced all game long. But it's Envy closing things out in style.
Obviously, you mentioned it. It was like a 30-point lead. It felt like Envy had consistently from pretty much the very beginning, right? Yeah. From the first hill, that's where they got that lead, and it kind of carried through the entire map. And for a minute there, you see that kind of like on street, when they break the hill, Echo Fox that is, of course, they have the setup, they use their streaks, they just kind of deflect all the pressure away. You're thinking, okay, hold on a minute, maybe they can do this. It has to be so demoralizing for them knowing that they were so close but just couldn't close it out.
Yeah, Aqua gets fully streaked out 2 times during that game. I'm trying to think, I don't think Envy got any streaks to use. Maybe Hook was able to earn something like a glide bomb. Yeah, so nothing like too impactful. I mean, you get 6 total score streaks throughout that game. You got to be able to snowball the game in your favor. But I'm going to give love to Classic once again. Just to reiterate the point I brought up during the game, just switching over to that smoke class, especially when you're trying to break into that Castle Road hardpoint. Ranked play teammates, that's what you got to do, man. Bring out those smoke grenades, close the gap, and allow yourself to break into the hills so much easier.
Don't just throw them randomly, though. I don't want to just see smokes everywhere.
Throw them with a purpose.
There you go. Throw them with a purpose. And there, of course, I look at Echo Fox. They were so close to just stealing away map 1 towards the end. It was a beautiful hold and a beautiful segment of events, or if you will, there for Echo Fox towards the end of that map. But as we said, it is Envy that just stayed composed, and it's very similar to almost the EG map we saw earlier on.
Yeah, and you know, the hardpoint woes continue for Echo Fox. They're now 3-9 so far throughout stage 2 for these 2 weeks.
It's rough.
Could potentially have a chance to play this Valkyrie hardpoint if they're able to force it, but they've been playing really well in Search and Destroy, so we'll see if they're able to force more games in the series.
Obviously, you mentioned they've been playing well in Search. We're going to see a Valkyrie Search and Destroy that comes through. I believe it was yesterday when I was looking at kind of the Search and Destroy KDs. It was Vicento that surprised me a lot.
Not good.
It's at a 0.55.
There's only one player below him.
Which is crazy. Who would that be?
Vortex at a 0.54.
Oh, wow.
Of course, not counting today's games.
Fair. It's, I think, is it Temp? And Aqua, who are actually, or it's Aqua, sorry, yeah, who leads massively 1.33, and Saints with a 1.26. So they're the 2 players who've been playing extremely well for the squad. Temp even 1.03. But yeah, I was very surprised when I looked at the stats and I saw Facento was lowest stat. He's always been very good at search and destroy. He's been a game mode he's had a lot of success in the past.
Yeah, he's a smart player too, but you think of the nature, the role that he plays in the game, he always puts his life on the line. He's constantly baiting for his teammates, and he puts himself in tough situations, always carrying the bomb, so just kind of throwing his life away at times. But guys, coming up August 15th through the 19th, the biggest event of the year. It all culminates into this, the Call of Duty World League Championships. Tickets are on sale, MLG.com/CWL Champs. Go get your tickets now before they sell out.
Yeah, we have still a lot of Call of Duty action for the rest of the season. Anaheim's coming up in a few weeks. We'll have Stage 2 playoffs, Division B gameplay as well. Yeah, we got a lot of Call of Duty to close out the year, and it's great because you see teams just all kind of reaching their peak, it seems. A lot more teams reaching their peak at the right time, and I think we're in for a pretty competitive end of the season.
Well, yeah, this is definitely the moment in the year where you want to show up. You want to be playing at your best. You're putting in the most time. And this is just one where if you don't really understand the game by now, well, then you're way far behind.
Yeah, you're a little behind at that point. I'm not sure there's enough YouTube videos in the world that could help you get back on track. But luckily for us, of course, we watch the best players and teams in the world compete week in, week out here at the Call of Duty World League. And Echo Fox getting ready to head into that map too, and it's going to be an important one. Just level up the playing field here. Do not allow Team EnVyUs to go 2-0 up.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Especially when you consider the CTF records. EnVy's been killing it in that game mode, so this could potentially be a must-win map for Echo Fox. I think EnVy right now, they're sitting at like 5-1 in CTF.
Wow.
It's been their bread and butter game mode so far.
Okay, well, with that said, it could be a tough series for Echo Fox as a whole then, because even if they do force that game forward, it's a Valk hardpoint, and looking over towards the record of Valk hardpoint, it's relatively even for both teams. It's 1-1 for Echo Fox, and for EnVy it's actually 1-2, so a losing record. But again, not a ton of statistical data to really go off, but still it does help you.
Just 2 weeks.
Just a little bit, yeah, to understand maybe about the two squads. I think when we get to playoffs time, those stats are going to be so important. It's going to really have a big help and understanding for a lot of people in terms of, you know, especially the veto process, the bans and the picks of what maps specifically teams are good and bad at.
Yeah, absolutely. Shout out to JP. Yep. CompCod stats. I get all my numbers from you. You are the man, and I absolutely love you. But just the key highlight matchup, we were talking about it, you know, Hook versus Saints. I think you can continue that and look for both these players to go at each other as the series progresses.
Oh, no. Facento just kind of got a little confused there. It seemed Cheetah flew straight over him. And ultimately, the kill comes through. Two people left for Echo Fox, Temp and Saints. Temp's going to have the sniper rifle out. We'll see if he can potentially find another weapon to pick up off the floor or try and hit some nice snipes. Meanwhile, Saints waiting for just maybe any bit of information Temp can give him. If Temp can find a pick, this is definitely doable for Echo Fox.
Well, can't find the angle, though. Now it's all down to Saints. A 1v4 with 25 seconds remaining. It's a near impossible situation. Yes, he will be able to find a kill, but immediately traded out. And look, whenever that bomb gets planted over at the A bomb site and you're trying to retake it, one of the first things you need to do is clear out that storage bunker window. We've seen so many times throughout Stage 2 where players will specifically plant the bomb in a position where you could get that angle from the window. It's one of the win conditions on this map when you talk about Valkyrie Search and Destroy. You saw Temp playing over towards that area, but he was just trying to find a pick inside the bomb site. It's a tough round one for Echo Fox as EnVy continue their momentum after winning that game 1 hard point.
See if Echo Fox can bounce back here in round 2. Of course, we'll see Echo Fox on the attacking side. Temp's going to take the bomb. Looks as if they may just go for maybe a fast B push here. It's going to be Saints that leads the way. He's going to run into Chino first and foremost. Meanwhile, elsewhere on the other side of the map, you can see Decimate waiting for Facento to turn the corner. Both players playing it slow, but Saints does find the opening kill. Chino falls, and you may actually see Echo Fox pushing towards that B site. It's completely open. Of course, they don't know that, but if they were to stroll over towards the B site, they could get that bomb down.
Yeah, if you're Facento, every time you turn that corner, you have to feel uneasy. It's always a bait and switch, and it seems like it's a trap whenever you commit to that fight on that player behind the barrels, because there's always somebody looking over him and ready for the trade and trying to give them some covering fire. But in this round 2, it's down to Aqua and Saints for Echo Fox. 3-on-2 situation for them. It's Hook on a 3 spree here. Looking to find more kills. It's Classics wandering around the map. You have Saints and Aqua pretty far spread out, but they have to recover the bomb, and time is working against them. Only 35 seconds remaining.
Well, Aqua has bomb in hand now. Again, the B site is open. The problem is Classic just seeing if he can find anyone crossing. And doesn't obviously see Aqua, but his COD sense is tingling. Of course, 20 seconds left. Teammates have already checked the other site. Now they know it is going to be B, of course. First player to find an engagement is going to be Saints. Shuts down Decimate. Is the trade going to come through for who? That's the big question. Saints ultimately falls. Now you have yourself a 1v2.
Aqua has to trade this kill out while Hook is still weak, but Hook swaps to the PPSH, continues his spree, and he's going to be working towards some streaks. He'll be around 50 points away from that Glide Bomb when all things are done and dusted. But take a look at Echo Fox. 3 players yet to pick up a kill in this game. Sure, it's still early on, but things are starting to snowball in EnVy's favor, especially if Hook can continue this performance.
Yeah, very, very good performance from him. 5-0, and gets the defuse. So like you said, dangerously close now to some streaks. Obviously, we mention streaks on Valkyrie all the time. Not massively impactful, but
nice to have.
it's very nice to have. You know, you have something that can explode from the sky.
Hey, look, if you have the option of having streaks or not having streaks, you're going to want streaks.
Absolutely. If not for information, you know, you can't find those kills.
And they're fun to use.
Definitely are. As now, it seems EnVy going for a fast B push. The first kill comes through, and Chino, or sorry, Hook, I should say, of course, going to carry the bomb here, as he is so close to streaks. Teammate falls, but he's going to stick it anyway. Gets 2 streaks, artillery, and the glide bomb. He could honestly just back away here if he wanted to. Invest in the artillery, just put it on the bomb site. That way, it's a guaranteed win.
At the very least, it's going to be Decimate playing first peak. Hook's going to reposition, trying to trade this kill out. Yes, gets the angle onto Vicento. Now he's got everything to work with, and here comes Decimate for the repeat. 3 rounds played, and it's 3 convincing rounds here for EnVy. Things are looking great for them.
And just such a smart play there from both Decimate and Hook, right? Hook immediately knows what has to be done. He's going to go for that wrap, see if he can just get any free shots down on Echo Fox. Meanwhile, Decimate knows I just have to stay alive, right? I just have to buy myself some time. My teammate has streaks in case I do fall, but he played it perfectly anyway. EnVy looking very good here in map 2.
Yeah, all he had to do was buy enough time for there to be like 22 seconds left on the bomb timer. You call him the artillery after that. It's like 15 seconds wasted off the time and not enough left after that to get the defuse. So EnVy definitely know what's going on in this game, and things are looking really good, as we've been saying. Hook 6-0, yet to die, fully streaked out. And Echo Fox know that these streaks are in play, so they have to attack the inner bomb site. The bomb's getting planted here over near A, and it's going to be EnVy setting up for the retake. And what was I saying last time? Whenever that bomb gets planted over near A, you have to clear out that storage bunker window. EnVy have it done so early on in this round, and now they can just collapse in on the bomb site.
It was a good play from Echo Fox. Get the bomb down as quickly as you possibly can. Classic now enters the site, recognizes Vicento's going to be in the corner. All 4 players fall for Echo Fox, and EnVy going to get the free defuse, just making sure that it goes to the right player. They're going to have a classic in this case. You look at the scoreboard, 2-4 for Cento, and 0-4 Temp. I believe there's a 1-4 in there as well. Just not going well there for Echo Fox.
Here's some quick math for you. There are 6 total kills combined for Echo Fox in the Search and Destroy. Hook has 8 kills. He has more kills than the entire Echo Fox team right now.
Wow. Hook's playing well.
Yeah, he's shooting nukes, man. I need to get him to bless my PPSH or something. He knows something I don't.
Well, as well, he has the streaks too, right? So I'm curious to see when he actually decides to invest.
He might overlap.
At this point, honestly, yeah, it wouldn't even surprise me. Of course, now EnVy on the attacking side, though, and they're going to wait for Hook to use his first streak. He's going to drop the glide bomb. He's going to get information on Saints. He actually spots 2, and because of that, call-out comes through. Nice. Saints falls, as does Vicento. Echo Fox, they're falling like dominoes. Aqua, last man standing. It's a 1v4. More importantly, bomb going down. Classic obviously got the defuse last round. He's also going to get the plant this time, so he's working towards streaks. Aqua does get a little bit of information here, but bro, it's a 1v4. This should be impossible. Gets shot in the side. EnVy just not giving away anything.
Yeah, there's no room to breathe if you're on Echo Fox right now, and you just can't make any more mistakes. And in fact, it's Classic picking up this kill, and Classic has a deceivingly large amount of points right now, as you were pointing out, because he gets the defuse and the plant, and now an extra kill. He's also working towards some streaks, and still Hook with the artillery barrage, with the fighter pilot. Yeah, things obviously not looking good for Echo Fox.
Be impressive if they're able to come back in this one, but based off momentum, if nothing else, you really can't see a way. EnVy 5-0 up. We have seen a 5-0 comeback this year. 2 total, I believe, in COD esports history, and you were a part of both of them, Revan.
I feel special.
Yeah, you are.
Thank you.
You're welcome. 4v4, though. Still waiting for that first blood to come through. It is Echo Fox on the attacking side. And, again, now they have to worry about streaks. There's so many different things you have to worry about.
Yeah, and now that, you got to find a way to kill Hook, and there's the first blood. And there you go. You got another glide bomb peeking on in through the storage bunker. Chino will get picked off, so that evens up the man count here for Echo Fox. But all EnVy need to do is defend this inner bomb site. You have the artillery barrage, you have the fighter pilot to deny any plants going down over near B. Just spotting for information. Finally, Hook gets taken out, but damage is well already done.
And that is a big kill, because it does open up that B site if you want to go over there to try and get that plant if you're Echo Fox. Of course, they decide no, they want to keep it inside. And now you see the gunfights that follow. Classic in a 1v2. Saints falls, time to reload. He does have a glide bomb as well if he wants to get a little flamboyant with the clutch, but I'd be surprised if he did. Oh, turns around. And
we were both thinking it. We were both thinking that was going to happen, but when all things are said and done, it was a smart reposition for Facento, and I just want to say real quick, it was a smart challenge for Classic initially in the bomb site. You know, Facento's over near the barrels at like the corner near the alley, so you knew you had at least a 1v1 for a good 2 to 3 seconds. Commits there, wins the engagement, brings it down to a 1v1, but Facento wins it for Echo Fox as they put up their first round.
Keeps them alive. Keeps them alive, and that's how you have to kind of think when you're in these situations where you're down, 4 or 5 rounds, just one round at a time. Don't worry about anything else. If you can kind of get Team EnVyUs to incorrectly use some streaks, that makes it even better. Of course, you are a little lucky that it is Valk the map, but looks like Classic may actually be waiting to drop the first glide bomb. Of course, he and Hoop both have it, just waiting on the timings. First glide bomb comes down. He's going to get information on Saints and Tem. And I think he spotted Aqua. Oh, my lord. That almost went through the little hole there in the ceiling. But Facento gets first blood. 4v3 advantage, Echo Fox.
Someone's got to patch that roof, man. Glad Bomb almost made it on through. And look, finally, Echo Fox are out slaying Hook, and they find a way to take him out in this round as well. But it's Decimate to tie things up in the man count. 3-3 now. Rotation to the B bomb site was open for a moment, but as Saints takes down Decimate, it's going to be Classic with another good reposition. He shuts down Facento, and now they might be looking to isolate Saints over here at B. Or maybe they're just going to rotate back into A.
Problem is for Echo Fox, you have Aqua and Saints pretty far apart here. You'd love to just get them in a position where they could trade, if nothing else. Aqua's going to be spotted by Classic. And Aqua just says, nope, don't want any of that.
Time for this?
Peace. I mean, 23 seconds. Not really, is the answer to that one. They know the A site should be clear. Saints was last seen over towards B. They know Aqua isn't in the site. 14 seconds left. If Aqua gets good timing here and checks the bomb, he's going to find at least a kill. No! Didn't manage to pick it up. He's going to be one shot. Saints may have to go for a quick challenge. Chino's going to be the first there, but Chino read it like a book. And Envy convincingly take game 2, 6 rounds to 1. Wonderful performance from them.
Yeah, no easy way to say this, but this map wasn't even close. It was all Envy and all Hoop from start to finish, and somehow Chino finds a way to pick up these 2 final kills, and Temp winds up finishing the game with a grand total of 0 kills. So not what you want to see if you're an Echo Fox fan out there, but Envy continue to roll with their momentum after winning that game 1 in the final seconds, and they steamroll here in Search.
And that was the worry. That's what we said we were concerned about in the series as a whole. The hard point goes the way you expect it to, but if Echo Fox isn't able to secure map 2, what we think could be a very close, maybe a game 5, game 4, turns more than likely into maybe a 3-0 here, because you mentioned how good Envy has been in CTF.
I feel like we've been seeing like a lot of 3-0s and a lot of 3-1s so far throughout Stage 2. Teams are starting to close out games and starting to close out series early on.
I agree, and this could be another one of those situations. Of course, Envy, as you mentioned before, very good CTF team, and as it stands, Team EnVyUs with the 2-0 cushion in this series. Of course, they took the first map, the hard point. It was a close one on Gibraltar, of course, but it was really the search and destroy where Envy succeeded the most. We'll be back after this. Team EnVyUs currently 2-0 up here in the final game of the evening against Echo Fox. The hard point very, very close. The search and destroy, not close at all. As EnVy look to close things out in style here with a 3-0. We go to CTF next. Revan, which you were looking at some of the stats during that commercial break. Probably favorable to say EnVy take this win.
Yeah, EnVy, you touched upon it a little bit earlier, right there, what, like 5-1 so far throughout stage 2 in CTF. Echo Fox, just for reference, are 3-3, so both the same amount of experience with CTF. Obviously, they've played the same amount, but when it comes down to Flag Tower CTF specifically, EnVy are undefeated on this map, man. They're 4-0. Echo Fox are 2-2. So it's a comfort pick for EnVy. They should be feeling super confident coming into this next map as they're looking to close out the series and close out week 2 of Division A with a hot 3-0 over Echo Fox.
Could put Echo Fox in a little bit of trouble. Of course, they do have 2 weeks, of course, to just go back home, fix maybe some of their mistakes, try and recover over towards the second part of stage 2. Hopefully they can, because I know a lot of people had big expectations for the squad. They've shown their talent, that's for sure, but getting 3-0 against Team EnVy, definitely not part of the plan. But as we mentioned, Flag Tower is the map for Game 3. We get underway on board with Vicento.
And it's tough, you know, for Echo Fox. They've had a lot of tough losses throughout stage 2. Things could have been very different for them had they just capitalized on some of the opportunities. And even think back to that map 1, Aqua gets 2 sets of streaks, and Echo Fox still wind up losing the map on Gibraltar hardpoint. But it's a good start for EnVy. They get 3 down for Echo Fox, and now push up on the map. It's Hook. He's been shooting nukes this entire series, man. Went on a 10-kill spree in that previous search and destroy, and now putting pressure onto the Echo Fox flag. It's going to be Temp in the back. One player also playing defense on that flag peg. That's Aqua. 2 huge defensive kills for him to get. Should buy enough time for his teammates to rotate back off respawn and stop this EnVyUs push.
This is unfortunate for EnVy. They weren't able to cleanly get the second wave of kills after essentially a full sweep to kick things off, and the timing just really not working out in their favor, and because of that, Echo Fox will survive. And try and push out mid-map. Hook's going to wrap, though. Finds the first, almost finds the second, snapping. But as we said, Echo Fox doing a good job. They've now managed to just get out of their own base as they fight around about the 50% mark on the map.
Yeah, Classic likes his smoke grenades, man. He's using them here, and typically we don't see smoke grenades on a map like Flag Tower, but also important to keep in mind that everybody's pretty much running armored, so it's not like the concussion's going to do much damage, right? Yep.
Try and just smoke a cut, see if you can try and cause some confusion, if nothing else, as Decimate goes big defensively, finds a double Temp there to trade. Flag away. There's only one player up. It's going to be Chino. Vicento reads the spawn very, very well. Chino full red, and Temp's actually going to challenge that. And I actually like that play because he has the flag, right? He's on a 3 streak as well. Gets the extra points for picking up the kill with the flag. Going to run the flag in as well. And look how close to that first streak he is. Temp really with a smart play.
Yeah, he's already got way more kills than he did in that previous search and destroy map.
Had to go there,
as he's working towards some streaks. But this is the exact start you wanted for Echo Fox, right? A feel-good moment. They could start to build some momentum in this game. Now you can't slip up. Don't pick your foot off of that gas pedal, keep the aggression on, and put the pressure on to EnVy.
And I'm so curious to see how Temp plays this, right? Because as we said, he's 1 away from streaks. It's dangerous because you don't want to play too slow, but at the same time, you don't want to play too fast and aimlessly give away your streak. But the problem is, you don't want to turtle like we said, and EnVy collapsing in on Temp. Temp's going to get pinched from both sides. He's going to be furious that no one on his team had his back there. The fact that Chino's been able to do that, take him off streaks, I'd be upset as a player. I'm sure he is as well. And even worse, the flag is being pulled by Decimate. He should be home sweet home. That just went from what looked like a great position for Echo Fox. You have the lead, you're about to get streaks, to all of a sudden you don't get your streaks, and we're tied 1-1.
Yeah, it's a triggering event, right? And what a turn of events as things go against Echo Fox there. Temp, he's just trying to find a nice cozy corner to camp in and get that final kill for some streaks, but like you're saying, nobody watching his back.
That's, I don't want to say unacceptable, but it's definitely going to be upsetting, that's for sure. I'm sure he's going to have a choice few words to say when he watches that one back. But doesn't matter.
You know, Temp, he's letting them know right now about it.
Probably. Decimate, of course, he's working towards streaks as well after running that flag in on a 2 streak. Keep your eyes out for him in the kill feed. In fact, we'll go over to his POV, see if he's able to pick up anything at all. Teammate finds the pick on Aqua. Temp's going to be up top. It'd be ironic if it was Temp that fell to get Decimate streaks after that entire event, but he wins the gunfight. No streaks for Team EnVyUs, and we're still all tied up.
EnVy really like pushing this boardwalk side of the map. They're always putting pressure in through electric, but now it's going to be Chino wrapping back through mid. Furthest player push up for Echo Fox is going to be Aqua holding mid-map control. Chino looking for some kills over at the Echo Fox flag, and he's just looking to be a nuisance, right? He wants to keep Echo Fox pinned back in their base because his teammates are all coming up off respawn, just trying to hold forward position so that they have like a checkpoint to push up on the map.
Yep, just keeps the pressure on. Keeps the pressure on, and it forces the other team to try and hunt you down as Facento finds the pick there on Hook. Classic, he's going to be watching the mid-map cross. He should spot at least one. That's going to be Saints, but again, he's so aware that this player's over to his left-hand side. Teammate gets the kill. He finally gets the assist. Decimate versus Facento over on this side of the map, and it's Decimate that wins it. So it's been a relatively even, like, last couple of minutes here. Back and forth action. Not too many flag touches.
Yeah, the player we were highlighting coming into the series was Saints, sitting right now at 2-8. His presence not felt on the map right now, but we know the type of player he is. Could be explosive at times, but here you go. It's going to be EnVy setting up another push, another assault at this Echo Fox base. Trading kills back and forth. It's going to be a 2-on-1 at the base. Aqua trying to hold on the defensive end. As he falls, Saints spawns up, and now it's a foot race on the overextension.
Here's the problem, though, for Team EnVyUs. Hook didn't find the kill quick enough, and ultimately it gave Echo Fox a little bit of time. Saints with a... Oh, I was going to say, just let him go. You could have maybe made the extremely heads-up play. Instead, he's going to go for the counter pull. Finds a couple of kills as well, but ultimately does fall. Can Classic find another kill? Oh my goodness gracious. Classic with the double, with the flag. He falls, the flag hasn't been returned. Aqua last man there, he falls. Decimate says, thank you very much. Don't mind if I do. Picks up the flag, returns the flag, caps the flag. He didn't get streaks the first time, but by gosh, is he close the second time.
Yeah, it's another opportunity to do so as we move into the half. EnVy take the lead in the final closing seconds, and you got to give credit to Classic, man. Those were huge kills for him to make, and you know, at times, this guy's not the most flashiest of players, but I pointed out in the hard point, he had smoke grenades for his team. He does a lot of the dirty work for this EnVyUs lineup. Such a heads-up play. Makes a big impact here on the CTF. And like we were highlighting coming into this one, EnVy have yet to lose this map in Stage 2, and they're looking to keep that stat line going.
Some nice clutch play. The end of the first half of Flag Tower. CTF again, Decimate the key. Note Classic did also get a glide bomb after the double kill he had, because he had the flag at the time of getting the kills as well. So honestly, Echo Fox could be in a whole new world of pain if Decimate can find a couple of kills to kick off the second side. As I say that, though, he does fall. So only one streak available for Team EnVy. It is a glide bomb. As Classic wraps back, recognizing, hold on a minute, Temp could be putting a little bit of pressure on my flag. Let me see if I can hunt him down. Finds him, but Temp gets the kill anyway.
And now his teammates spawning up for EnVy, trying to hold on here to their base. It's Chino finds one, takes down Aqua, spots Temp as well, but Temp has some help in Facento, and now coming along from the top gun, it's going to be Saints, so it's going to be a pinch setup here for Echo Fox. They're finding the kills, but Decimate's still alive. He's alive in the base. He does wind up falling. Temp finds that kill. Facento with the flag in hand. Do they invest the glide bomb?
And it's worth mentioning, Aqua could get terrible timing there. He knew his teammate was running over towards that left-hand side, so rather than watching Boardwalk the entire time, he rotated over towards middle, which may have just cost him those valuable 2 seconds where he could have found the cut. And now Team EnVy, they're trying to retake that flag, but Facento with a nice double, he runs through, and despite what looked as if it could have been a bit of a sketchy moment, doesn't ultimately mean too much. Facento gets himself fully streaked out and ties up the game 2-2.
And that glide bomb from Classic does its job. It slows down Facento. It keeps him pinned underground as he's running the flag, but Hook overcommits it. He thought Facento got by, and Facento makes a big play for Echo Fox's now momentum certainly in their favor. Fighter Pilot's able to find a kill. Aqua at the base of EnVy, unable to get anything further done. So now you still have a glide bomb, you still have your artillery barrage. I think he's just waiting for his team to spawn up, and maybe he might want to commit and invest more into this push.
Yeah, I like that play from Facento. Just slow it down. There's no point aimlessly walking over towards EnVy's base. You may get a kill, get traded out. Ultimately not going to do too much. He was waiting for his teammates to see if they could maybe get a little bit of map control and then think about maybe using a glide bomb, see if they could get another flag out. Ultimately, though, it has been stopped. A very, very close CTF so far. All tied up 2-2. 3 minutes still to go. And it's Echo Fox once again on the attacking side.
And they have map control. A team kill comes in for EnVy. Could have been a situation for Echo Fox to call in some streaks, but it's going to be Facento. Keep in mind, he swaps over to infantry, so now those stun grenades that are thrown at him are certainly going to have an impact. Wrapping around, that's going to be Decimate. Easy kill onto Facento, so no streaks for this push.
Even though you kill Facento, you have to be wary. He could just drop him straight off spawn.
Yeah.
So you still have to win the following gunfights. It's by no means, all right, job done, we're safe. Ultimately, they do win the gunfights, and once again, they start to try and push out Aqua. Just waiting mid-map to see if anyone from EnVy is going to get maybe a little sloppy, a little lazy, not check their corners. He should be hunted down by Classic, though. Ultimately, one shot finds the kill. Classic now spots 2 Echo Fox players to the Boardwalk side of the map, and ultimately Decimate there to play clean-up crew. Of course, no streaks available at all here for Team EnVy. Echo Fox still with some in their back pocket. And if you're EnVy, you'd love to at least get a touch on that flag, see if you can waste some of those streaks.
Yep, absolutely, as they're starting to progress on forward on the map. And look, because Facento uses the Fighter Pilot first, now if you're Envy, you know that there's an artillery barrage, you know that there's a glide bomb, so definitely more tools available for Echo Fox, and Chino already swapped over to Mountain, so he's thinking ahead in the game, waiting for that glide bomb to be called in. As he's the furthest one pushed up for his team, once again, just trying to maintain forward position, playing his life. He knows that his teammates are coming up off respawn, and now he can start to get some help. He does wind up falling, but let's see if Hook can work alongside Decimate to get something going.
I know what Aqua's done as well. He trust attempt to find that kill, and he extended all the way up turret side of the map, and Classic's just waiting. He knows something's up. He knows a sneak push could come through, but gets terrible timing. Didn't spot the play to his left-hand side. Temple fall. Luckily, his teammate did find the player, just being a little sneaky there. There's only one player up. It's Vicento. Doesn't have to use a streak. That's key as well. With a minute 15 still to go, good base defense from Echo Fox.
Yeah, absolutely, and that winds up being an influential kill in this map. If Vicento's not in that position to pick up the kill, it's a 100%. Well, maybe you commit the streaks,
you have
but
to use the streak.
it's definitely a great position for Envy to be in, and a lot of pressure now being put onto Echo Fox. Look at the mini-map, pin back in their base. Envy setting up a push, trying to find the opening kills, but they're not going to find anything. 3 go down for Envy. It's all down to Decimate. As now Echo Fox can comfortably push up on the map and take a look at Saints. He's ready to get a touch on this flag.
Decimate is in such an important position. The decision he had to make there of whether to just stay stationary or try and wrap back, he tries to wrap mid-map instead. We're going to see the glide bump come through as well. That should find one. Hoop falls. Saints picks up the kill on Classic. Is Saints going to be able to get away with the flag? His teammate wins the gunfight. It's basically now just down to Decimate to make a hero play on the other side of the map.
Why is Vicento
good
wrapping
timing
back?
from Vicento. Vicento thinks he's on the boardwalk side. He doesn't realize Decimate gets to the flag first, finds the kill. He's one shot. Will he stay alive? Somehow he does. 20 seconds left. Decimate, I can't believe he's got the flag and got out with his life, but ultimately running it directly towards his towards the opposition. The flag goes in with 12 seconds left, and there was no one else from Team EnVyUs to assist. The artillery barrage goes on Echo Fox's home flag, and they survive to go to a potential another map.
I thought Decimate was about to make the play, man. It was a ballsy call going right for that flag touch, especially being one shot. You're thinking maybe that challenge was going to immediately come in. But things work out, going in favor of Echo Fox. The turning tide in that game, when Vicento gets fully streaked out, those wind up having an impact as he gets a lot of confidence and rolls with it. And coming into this one, we highlighted it. This is going to be Envy's first loss on Flag Tower CTF. It's got to be a good moment for the team of Echo Fox, and now we will see the second hard point.
Yeah, there goes the unbeaten spree. And what a way to end it. Echo Fox clutching up massively over towards the end of that CTF, and ultimately, of course, they keep the series alive. We now head over to another hard point. The first hard point, very, very close. Of course, it was Gibraltar. Second hard point, you need to see just maybe a little bit more from Echo Fox here if they're going to try and force us to a game 5.
Yeah, absolutely, and it was Aqua really doing the main slaying for his team on that Gibraltar hard point. Now you start to highlight the SMGs again. Saints, he was struggling in that CTF, turned around a little bit towards the tail end, and Vicento as well. Obviously, we were just talking about him, had a big impact. We'll see if they can carry it forward. That's exactly what they want to do. You start to build some momentum. Now you got to keep building on it. Obviously, they have no mistakes left to make in this series. You lose one more map, you're done, and that's how you end week 2 of Division A.
Yeah, it'd be pretty rough, that's for sure. But again, still alive is Echo Fox, and that's a big, big win in CTF. I'm sure they probably know that Envy was unbeaten in that as well, so it might give them a little bit extra spurt of energy as we head over towards game 4 and maybe game 5 if it goes the distance. I forgot. Do you remember what map 4 was?
I think it's a Valkyrie hardpoint.
Valkyrie hardpoint. Yeah, I think you're right. You're right. Yeah, because there was 2 Valkyrie. But for now, I actually want to take a look at our Scuff Gaming play of the game. This was the final flag cap, the final few moments that ultimately comes through. You see Decimate makes such a good decision, finds the kill. Vicento wrapping it that way in the first place, a little strange, but ultimately Decimate runs this straight towards the opposition. 2 players putting down heavy fire. Saints caps the flag. And it basically is the final few moments, and of course it gives Echo Fox the win.
And now I think about it a little bit more. Vicento was probably looking for somebody sneaking through the base. I think they knew that Decimate was the only player up on the map, but it just wound up happening that, yeah, he was covering the right lane, like he was looking in the right place on the map, but because he decided to rotate back to his base, that then opened up the lane for Decimate to at least give himself an opportunity to make the play happen.
That could have been such bad timing. Like, that's one of those plays, you know, Vicento will look back and say, I can't believe that's what happened if he was able to get away with his life. Very, very unfortunate. But ultimately, as we said, Echo Fox take game 3, 3-2. We head to a Valk hardpoint next. And if Echo Fox do survive, it's going to be an Ardennes Forest search and destroy. But you know, we talk about the Valk hardpoint. Who are you looking at now on Echo Fox? Obviously, we've highlighted Saints a few times. Is he still going to be the key factor for success here for Echo Fox in game 4?
Yeah, I think you still look at Saints. Maybe you look at Temp as well to step up and help out with the general saying. Look, it falls on all 4 of these players. They all need to step up. This is their final match of week 2 of Division A. After this, they go on a little bit of a break, and you know, it's just back to the grind after that. But, you know, talking a bit about that game 5, if we do wind up seeing it, we were talking, it was Arden 4 Search and Destroy. EnVy haven't played this map, and Echo Fox are undefeated on it. So it's a comfort map for them. I feel like EnVy are usually the team to actually veto out that map. So it'll be interesting to see if they do wind up forcing the game 5, but gotta get past Valkyrie hardpoint first, and not a lot of data for both these teams on this map. Echo Fox are 1-1, EnVy are 1-2, so it's really both teams are pretty much an even footing for this map.
All right, well, Echo Fox, they need to win, as we said, to force that game 5, where the record definitely trumps that of Team EnVyUs, but it's going to be no easy task getting there. EnVy, of course, can close out this series in style, but here we go. Underway, map 4, Valkyrie hardpoint. We're going to kick things off on board with Saints as a player. Again, we've highlighted several times, such an aggressive sub throughout the majority of his career. And to be honest, he could really be that key factor, but 4 players fall instantly for Echo Fox, and Team EnVy take control.
Yeah, obviously, Hook, when it came down to Search and Destroy on this map, he had his way with Echo Fox, looking to do it again here. Hook has just been having a great series overall.
Valkyrie, you say? Yeah, this is my map. He's so darn good, he really is. And EnVy, if you remember the first hop with Gibraltar, it was that early lead they got in the first hill, and it kind of stayed with them throughout the entire map, something Echo Fox cannot allow.
Yeah, and look, on a map like Valkyrie, there is the potential for, I'd say, the majority of hills, aside from maybe ventilation room, that you could lock them down for that full 60 seconds. If you get the right setup going, you know, the spawns are fairly easy to predict on this map. It's either you're at one side of the hard point or you're at the other. But it's going to be Echo Fox able to tie things up here, moving into this second hard point over at the operations bunker. But check out the flank. It's going to be Aqua making his way in from behind and looking to just stay alive, influencing the spawns in his team's favor, or at least trying to stay alive, as, of course, since Hook is being in this position, I think he's also blocking them for the remaining Echo Fox players, just staying alive. In the meantime, it's EnVy in the hard point, soaking up time.
And all Aqua's trying to do here is just wait for his teammates to get close so he can set up a good pinch. And there, the pinch comes through. Hook falls. Aqua traded out by Classic. He ultimately drops because Temp was there. The pre-fire from Decimate lands a couple of bullets over towards Temp. Temp pre-firing back. Facento's going to be in there, but Decimate doesn't care. Finds one. The assist comes through. The pre-fire again from Temp, just too strong. And for now, at least, the hard point in Echo Fox control.
I've seen Decimate use this class before, putting extended mags on that PPSH. Looks like Temp is doing it as well. And especially when you talk about operations bunker, you could shoot through anything on that hill, right? So just having those 52 bullets, you could just non-stop spam through walls and block off choke points. But now it's all about the rotation for this upcoming storage bunker hard point. You see EnVy, they have a good spread here. You're going to have Decimate getting the initial time while everybody's just setting up on the outside, looking for kills in transition.
This is a nice cushion Echo Fox has been able to get here. 56, of course, to 29. If they can break storage early, they can keep the pressure on Team EnVy. They don't want to allow Team EnVy to get a full 60. Decimate pushing out the hill here pretty far. Oh, wow, that's a nice double. Facento falls immediately after Temp falls. Bear in mind, Decimate 400 points currently, so is working towards a glide bomb. And we can find a freebie mid-map. Might help him mount towards those streaks. Teammates do fall, though. Echo Fox looking to break the hill.
Yep, trying to set up a pinch in from that smokestack side of the map, but just unable to find really the entry kills and fight for inside the hardpoint. And this has been a perfect hold for EnVy. Since the start, they had early position. They found the kills necessary to hold on, and it's been a clean 40 seconds for them, looking to get the final scrap time. And look, because they have the spawns in their favor over towards like the backside of Office, which is the upcoming hardpoint, they're already set up for the new hill. They have positioning. They're setting up once again, and Echo Fox, you fight in for a good like 10 seconds on storage bunker. Now you're starting to think ahead towards this new hard point.
That was absolute worst case scenario there for Echo Fox. EnVy with a good 50-second hold, essentially. They, as you said, hold the spawns as well, so they're going to get the early times over towards Office. Classic at the back finds Facento. Saints there to trade. Ultimately, Hook trades that out as well, though. Decimate in the hill. Going to be challenged, but just playing his life, playing it smart. Gina with the help with the AR from behind finds himself a double, and you know, this is why we considered EnVy just maybe a better hardpoint team than Echo Fox. Yeah,
EnVy so far, I know it's still early in this hardpoint, but they're doing a great job of, one, rotating with enough time to set up, and then getting that first wave of kills just to solidify their position for whatever hardpoint we're talking about.
That's the key.
And once again, the slangs aren't continuing to struggle here for Echo Fox. Look at Facento, look at Saints. They combine right now for 13 and 27. That's not what you want to see, especially when we talk about Saints. Right. He's always been an explosive SMG player. Struggling here, definitely hurting Echo Fox.
Needs to step up if Echo Fox is going to come back into this one. They had a 25-point lead early on in the game, and now it's really turned on its head. Team EnVyUs, a nice cushion has started to develop. Of course, it is going to be Echo Fox to Smokestacks first, so they will chip away slowly but surely at the lead. But again, it's that first wave of kills. You hear us casters talk about it so frequently. It just keeps control of the hill, forces EnVyUs to spawn out, or the other team, I should say, to spawn out. It just gives you that free time, essentially. And that's what Echo Fox, to their credit, have done a little bit better here on Smokestacks.
Yeah, breathing room is always nice to have in hardpoint, just being able to close the deficit, which Echo Fox have done, now bringing it to within roughly 24 points or so, just starting to set up, and Vicento's on a 2-spree. He gets cut down. Temp is also on a 2-spree, so the slang is also starting to get picked up.
But look at the spawn Chino just got, though. I'm curious to see if anyone from Echo Fox is going to be able to read it or expect it. With the
They're all dead.
Call out, yeah, it's a little too late. But, you know, ultimately they do get 40 seconds of hill time there, so it's definitely a win for them. 40 seconds as opposed to just the 20 Echo Fox is going to get, so a 20-point swing in their favor. But Team EnVyUs still going to have the lead as we rotate through to our new set of hills.
Okay, so back up to a 30-point lead for Team EnVyUs if you get the remaining scrap time, and it's time to start that fresh set of rotations. It's going to be classic fighting from the back where that second hard point is located, unable to find some kills. It's going to be Hook there to follow it up, and EnVy are just taking their time, setting up a pinch, making sure they have all the angles covered before they decide to collapse onto the Echo Fox setup.
Honestly,
And it's perfectly done.
yeah, great break. EnVy take control of vents. Temp not going to be able to push through that side of the door. He does shut down Hook. Decimate is ready and waiting now for anybody at all to push through the doorway. Pre-fire and all. Temp lands some shots, as does Decimate, but 3 players fall there for Echo Fox. And the lead now starting to grow once again for Team EnVyUs.
I was about to say, take a look at Hook already playing for spawns for this next hardpoint. EnVy have been on top of their rotations this entire game long. This is a big kill for Hook to get. Secures the spawns for Operations Bunker. You see his teammates also starting to spawn up. Meanwhile, they're going to be able to get the remaining scrap time, and now Decimate's starting to get streaked out. Glide Bomb available, looking for the capture points for this new hardpoint about to pop up to get fully streaked out.
Yeah, that was the perfect case scenario. He gets 3 kills, the hill, the points for the hill, rotates, going to get the 100.
No reason to challenge
Well,
this.
I'm not sure why he's challenging that at all, but does get
Works
himself
out.
fully streaked out. A little bit of luck there definitely comes through. It was 1 shot, but as we said, full streaks, and ultimately the game went from Echo Fox doing a great job of coming back in. They make it just a 20-point lead, 25-point lead for EnVy, and now EnVy spiraling in the game, completely out of control, snowballed if nothing else, 185 to 117. The streaks come through. Hook picks up a triple kill. Echo Fox can't even get close to the hill.
No, they got to take the scenic route to get back into this hardpoint, and it's already Hook set up inside vents, waiting to cut off this rotation. He's just being so annoying. Honestly, I'm so glad I'm not competing against this guy, man. It's got to be frustrating to play against players who are just on top of their game, hitting good form right now. Decimate continuing to go on this spree. Still more streaks available. EnVy well over the 200-point mark. Only 40 more points to close this game out and close the series out.
Yeah, they're going to take a full 60 seconds from Operations Bunker. Echo Fox, you're going to need to respond with a full 60 of your own just to keep it close. I mean, you're still going to be down, what, like 40 points?
You need to lock down 2 hard points perfectly to come back in the game.
I mean, it's possible. It's just highly unlikely as Hook looks to break straight in towards Storage Bunker. A couple of plays from Echo Fox inside. Vicento's and Temp mean the 2. Vicento's pushes out. Hook does fall. Good start for Echo Fox, but again, they need to find Classic. He's just being a little bit of a nuisance, if nothing else. It looks like he is going to go for the push now from behind, and ultimately this could be the pinch that EnVy need to close out the map.
EnVy are just playing great hardpoint from start to finish. You know, when they're setting up their initial push and they lose a player or two, like the other 2 players don't like overcommit. They wait for the players to spawn up and set up another team push into the hill. Just good coordinated teamwork. You love to see it.
Obviously, you mentioned in map 1, Classic with some heads-up plays. Doesn't necessarily need the flashy plays, but they're just being patient, buying time, waiting for his teammates to be in the right position to go for a full team collapse into the hill. And because of that, you see the break that came through. Now Team EnVyUs, all they need is 8 points. Decimate's going to call in the fighter pilot. Should be able to find 1. Gets the information on everybody else alive. New hill pops, and well, guess who got there first, Revan? Team EnVyUs. What a surprise.
Seems to have been the case, and look at Hellswin. Decimate's going nearly double positive with 2 minutes and 40 seconds inside the hard point. From start to finish, it was all Team EnVyUs as they secure the series victory against Echo Fox 3-1.
Really well played, Valkyrie. It looked as if it was maybe going to be a little closer than that after the first rotation of hills, but now you see Echo Fox not happy with that performance at all, as they fall maybe a little lower now in the standings after the first 2 weeks of gameplay. You mentioned they're going to go home, maybe go back to the drawing board on a few maps, see if they can fix some of the mistakes that come through. But one thing's for sure, if they want to qualify for Stage 2 playoffs, they need a much, much better next couple of weeks.
Look, they got to rework their hardpoint gameplay. That has to be their main focus while they have these couple weeks off. Coming into this match, they were 3-8 overall in hardpoint, and they lose 2 in that series. So now they're 3-10. So obviously not good.
It's just this level of gameplay, it's just not good enough at all. I mean, you think if they were to play against, you know, a Rise Nation, an LG, an Optic Gaming, if there are teams all in Division B, you're going to get demolished essentially in a series. If you're giving up, you know, your first map, you're going 1-0 down essentially every other game you play. It's going to be hard. It's going to be really, really hard indeed.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, just general slang. And, you know, even though that first hard point on Gibraltar was close, Envy, they build momentum from there, and they don't look back. Hook had a phenomenal series, and he completely took over that game to S&D.
Yeah, Hook played very well, as did Classic. And speaking of Classic, I think he's going to be the one that we see in our PlayStation Instant Reaction. Over to you, Jess.
Thanks, that's right. We do have Classic here for the PlayStation Instant Reaction. So Game 2 was an absolute stomp. Why were you able to beat Echo Fox so easily on that map?
I think we just played with confidence. We did whatever we wanted with confidence, and we just hit shit, and it worked out.
And then moving on to that CTF, that was the first Flak Tower CTF loss you guys have taken, and it looked like it was going to be a 3-0. So what went wrong during that game?
Well, they just off the rip, they got us 4 dead, and they got a pull off the rip, and then that led to streaks. So it was unfortunate for us, but that's what happened.
You guys still took the series, so overall that's still good. Now, you should be at 3rd place in the standings right now, and we're here finishing up the 2nd week of Stage 2. How are you feeling overall about your performance and just where you're at as a team?
We're pretty confident right now. We start off in the middle of our league. We did all right. We lost a few games, but right now we're pretty confident.
All right, great. Well, thank you so much for the interview. This has been your PlayStation Instant Reaction. Back over to the desk.
Classic, that was incredible. Thank you, buddy. Envy, you know, they end, in Division B, at least for Division A for these 2 weeks. They have, 6-1 map count they go. It's like the opposite of what we saw sort of at TK. They sort of fall apart a little at the end, go 0-6 down the stretch. But we were joking about it. Like, we've been looking at, you were looking at, like, a team like TK. You're so high on them. Envy, you're kind of questioning it. And then how quickly it can shift in this division is nuts, man.
Yeah, this division is extremely talented. We said it going into it that all the teams are sort of evenly matched, and teams are going to get better throughout, like, the weeks, and we definitely saw that happen. Teams kind of like lingering around the top, EG and Red Reserve, and then Envy kind of being sort of that middle of the pack team. Are they top tier? They show moments. I'm not sure yet, but right there they looked incredible.
They do. Let's take a look though at the overall standings through the first leg, basically, of Division A. Taking a look at it here, Momo, for you. Just overall thoughts, I guess, on this first 2 weeks.
I knew Red Reserve were going to be a good team. I didn't think they'd be top by any stretch of the imagination. I thought they might be sat, 3rd, maybe 4th, top 3, I would have thought at max. But really impressed with Red Reserve. I thought maybe a little bit better splice, but FaZe was the big talking point for me. When they were 0-3 after week 1, they have battled back. They've got back into the mix now, so I think this makes it even more interesting when we go to our 2nd stage, when all these teams come back. I mean, look at the difference from 2nd down to 7th there. It's so close.
I know for you and I, we were pretty big on Echo Fox coming into this. To be fair, I think I could say the same thing about myself in Stage 1, and they have disappointed, I think, thus far. You've been frustrated?
Yeah, I've been frustrated with the Echo Fox team. It's a team I had very high hopes for. I think that they just can't put it together. Their hardpoint has been terrible, and it seems like they haven't done anything to fix it. So I really hope that they can put it together in this off season or this off time until Anaheim. But they've been looking not good at all.
Well, a team that has looked good, and a team that I didn't have a lot of faith on coming in. I thought maybe, the run they had at Seattle, they wouldn't have any repeat performances of that. But it's EG. They've been looking great nameless in our Astro Gaming MVP when we're talking about who's in the conversation for it. Come the end of Stage 2, this week it's got to be Aches, man. He's been great, and you've been loving his gameplay.
100%. Aches has been great. He's been winning the veto process in every single match that EG has had, and he's also been earning streaks. We see him with streaks right there. Streaks again. He gets streaks more than anybody. I'm curious if there was a stat of how many streaks he gets. He has to be at the top of that. Aches is such a good leader. He's, getting back to that nostalgic Aches that we all know, that Pat Price, that champion, and I think that they're hunting for a championship. They want to top this group, and they can do it.
He seems comfortable in this game. He seems comfortable with this team, and so far, so good for EG. I want to take a look, though, at the teams in Division B. Momo, how excited are you for this?
I'm excited. I feel like we're going to have some very one-sided games, but we're also going to have some games which are going to go tooth and nail, Game 5, Round 11s. Those top 4, Optic, LG, E United, Rise Nation are absolute titans. I think it's going to be a big struggle for Unilag, Complexity, Mindfreak, and Tainted Minds, but we've seen what can happen. If that 5th through 8th can maybe steal something from the 1 through 4, cause an upset. but I think this is a little bit more predictable than Division A, but that Optic LG game is going to be a good one.
It certainly is. And yeah, it looks predictable, but if we've learned anything with the CWL, anything can happen, man.
Yeah.
There can definitely be some shocking performances through that. But let's take a look at then the schedule for next Tuesday. So Division B now coming in, kicking it off with Unilad versus your reigning champs from Seattle.